We are back to once again binge some cringe. Today we have Penguinz0, Moist Critical, Charlie, Jesus, whatever you want to call him. He's made another video about this infamous TikTok creep who months
Hey, how
ago
are you?
was outed for grooming all these kids, saying inappropriate things, trying to meet up with these kids and hook up with them. Awful guy.
Are you having a good day? I hope so. And I hope you won't be mad at me if I try and change that real quick. I want to put a very yucky TikTok creep on your radar, and it's someone I'm sure some of you have heard of over the last year or so. He's become a bit of an infamous boogeyman that a lot of people have talked about. Most notably, Oompaville made a whole video.
There's no getting rid of this guy, right? He just keeps popping back up on TikTok. Same with these other creeps like EDP or whoever it is. They just keep popping up and popping up and popping up. They should disappear. I get it. They put so much effort into this. They feel like it's all they can do. They don't want to throw away all their like fame and hard work, but they really need to. And maybe they could still benefit off the previous like ad revenue or whatever that was made, but they definitely need to never engage with their community again, especially their community of like children. Do not just disappear. You must disappear. You have to.
On him, kind of breaking down all of the awful degenerate shit he's done. He was actually quite popular. He had over 1 million followers on there. His initial account was called Snapshot Eye. He then had to make other ones in lieu of a lot of allegations that came out and a lot of information that went public. His real name is Paul Breach, which is fitting because he keeps breaching the restraining order parents have against them to protect the safety of their children online. I'm only kidding about that. I don't know if there's any actual restraining orders against him. Even if there were, it would mean nothing to him. You can't teach the breach. He's going to continue to flirt and act inappropriately with underage kids on TikTok. It's all he knows, damn it. So
Yeah, it is all he knows. He's going to do it again. It makes no sense that you would have to pop back up on TikTok and capitalize on the fame that you built before. I get it, there's a financial incentive, but if you disappear, then your threat level is completely neutralized because you're no longer engaging with your community. Therefore, you're not like luring more kids into your weird grooming conversations and wanting to meet up with them and hook up with them. So if you just disappear, then you can at least semi-salvage your reputation, right? If the YouTuber Onision had done that, he wouldn't have his like YouTube removed. He could still be bringing in money off of his previous successful videos, right? People would still be watching them and he would still be making money. But instead, he couldn't let the drama go. He kept talking about it, kept dismissing it, kept doing more and more weird stuff when he should have just stopped, right? He flew too close to the sun and it burned him in a big bad way. And it was just foolish to do that because you can just disappear, just do something else. Just help someone else get to that success level. Find somebody, find a friend you have in real life, and just disconnect from your Onision character entirely. You have to like let it go and move on, not to like re-offend or do the same thing over again, but you have to disappear from your online existence. That's hard, it sucks, but you got yourself in that situation.
So, Paul Breach is an alleged predator, but a confirmed creep. And I'm not here to just go over all of the allegations. There's quite a few videos that cover them extraordinarily well. The reason I'm talking about him is he's blowing up yet again thanks to a clip of his that just went viral. This is during one of his nightmarish TikTok lives.
This guy looks like a baby. I feel like he does things to make himself look like a baby. Imagine if he didn't have facial hair and the wrinkles around his eyes. Clearly he's like 45. You can tell from his eyes that he is old, but he must be going for this like baby aesthetic, which is super creepy, that he's also creeping on like underage girls. It adds this level of of horror to the whole thing.
I Oh, there's a plane crashed in Tanzania. Oh, blimey. Into the lake.
So he gets this tragic news and immediately goes right back into lip syncing and shit. Now keep in mind, this man is in his 40s. Now I'm sure you didn't need me to tell you that.
If you're 40 and you're doing this goofy TikTok dance, first of all, it's incredibly creepy that you're even making TikTok content at 40 or in your 40s. But if you're doing the like weird childlike elements of it, like doing the dancing around, goofy stuff that only a child would do, only a child would find appealing, and then you're also communicating with these children who are watching this, that is just super beyond creepy before you even get into the having sexual conversations that this guy had with these kids. Even before that, it was still like 80% there in the creep level. And if anybody in this guy's life, any friends or family saw that this was going on, not even the creepy communications, but just making of this TikTok content, you should have been like, dude, like, you have to stop. You're coming across as a huge pedophile. Like, you cannot do this.
You can look at him and immediately deduce this isn't exactly a teenage boy here doing this cringe-ass lip-sync shit. Terrorists have infiltrated a local Burger King. Oh, jeez. And they're slitting the throat of the hostages. Jinkies. Hey, prayers to the families. And I'm sure after just seeing this, you're probably not surprised to learn that he's got a very...
Because the way you engage with TikTok, right? Like, you can do stuff where you do like the fail hardware life hacks, or there's plenty of adult content that you can make on YouTube that's for adults and would grow a adult audience. But when you're clearly going for like a child audience, it's just so gross.
Foul past. So, he's no spring chicken. He's in his 40s here, and he constantly engages inappropriately with young girls in his audience, and it's something he's come under heavy scrutiny for a long time. He's actually somewhat of a pseudo-celebrity in the UK, where people sometimes have gone out of their way to find him and make fun of him directly to his face. Sometimes there's even like in the wild spottings like Bigfoot where they'll start filming him and then go up and start insulting him. And it's become something of a beloved pastime over
That does sound like it's some entertaining videos. Not that I really get on board with like bothering somebody on a mass level, like kind of this weird like targeted harassment. This guy deserves it. If anybody deserves it, it's him. But I don't know if I agree with it, but it does sound like some funny content.
the last year. It died down once he kind of fell off, but now that this clip is blowing up again, I've seen that his channel on TikTok, at least...
I mean, I changed my mind completely on what I just said. I actually am totally on board with it. The fact that the guy insists on continuing to be on TikTok, he's still putting himself out there for this criticism, so he does deserve it, and yeah, I agree with it.
The one I believe is still his,
agree with the
is getting
criticism
quite a bit more traction from
and
it.
messing with
Even
them.
though this isn't necessarily the newest clip, it is a very silly and surprising one that a lot of people have had their curiosity piqued by, so went out of their way to find more from him. Thus, Paul Breach, the cockroach, continues to somewhat thrive. His whole shtick is posting thirst traps, even though, if you're thirsty, this isn't gonna quench it. What he's doing is just gonna be putting sand in your mouth and making it worse, like giving you the fucking cinnamon.
He's trying to create this, like, I'm a cool guy, I'm doing these moves, I'm just like you kids. So his thirst traps are literally for children.
Challenge. What he posts is the opposite of a thirst trap. It is alarming. He is way too old to be doing this garbage. And I don't mean to be mean and rude, but he's not exactly a 10 out of 10 looking gentleman here. It's also worth mentioning this kind of thing isn't uncommon for his streams, though it is probably his most preposterous moment ever recorded. To go from horrible news right back into his god-awful thirst trapping.
Oh, bless you, love. Bless you. Love.
I just wanted to
What? That sounded like a little girl sneezing. Like, what the hell?
Show you another clip of how unhinged his
What?
TikTok lives are. So sometimes he'll just play sound effects to give the impression that there's other people.
There's this guy, they call him Corpse Midget. He's this Lucian Hottlebach, where he basically hired these women to make videos saying, oh, he is such a Lucian Hottlebach is such a great friend. And there's multiple of them, and they're like basically Instagram models who he just must have hit up and said, hey, can you point a camera at yourself and say, I'm a wonderful friend? And then he just posted the videos as if he's friends with all these like random Instagram
People
models
around.
of varying ethnicities. It's so bizarre.
Him, always women. This one, I don't even understand what the thought process was. I think he sat on a whoopee cushion to make a fart noise, as if it was like a girl over there farting, and he's like, oh goodness, hey now, that butthole's not meant to be usable, it's just supposed to be aesthetic for me. Girls shouldn't be fucking farting. Despicable. And then he plays a very clearly stock sneeze sound effect, and then goes even further, love? And then like gets like angry about it, it seems.
Fucking hell. Jacob, thanks for the follow.
That's so bizarre. Why is he pretending that somebody's there?
That is a fucking cracking impression of me, love. How you do that?
It's actually one of the saddest goddamn things imaginable. To be so fucking lonely that you have to fake interaction around you on a TikTok live stream where people go there mainly to make fun of you, because by this point he had already become kind of like a TikTok spittoon for people to stop in and spit a loogie into. But like I mentioned, unfortunately there were a few young fans that would reach out to him, and he would always reciprocate being flirtatious. He even got called out on this pretty often, way before like he had to take his account down. I think he got banned. I don't think
Yeah, this is pretty bad. He got caught red-handed.
But
being
there
a
were always people
massive
taking
creep.
notice of like, Paul, why do you always just reply to like these really young girls?
Why do you only talk to girls in the comments? Because it's only the girls that are commenting, and if it's a comment from a guy, I say hi. I don't know. Maybe because I'm dating them all and we're having babies. Only to the ones I'm married to, which is all of them.
The problem is that there's receipts of you DMing these girls incredibly creepy stuff. So yeah, you probably should have just never made this video reacting to it, because yikes.
Who could have imagined that the 40-something-year-old man making thirst traps aimed at children would turn out to be a real weirdo? I can't believe it. It's always the ones you least expect, am I right? I'd also like to show you another one of his clips that's somewhat blowing up right now. This is apparently one that he sent directly to a fan, and it is so uncomfortable to watch.
Lainey, smile. That is an order. And then jump in a cold bath. Get yourself smiling, get yourself happy. I've been a moody little, for a little while, and that is just stupid on my behalf. So I apologise if anything I've ever done has brought you in a low mood. I know I was an idiot at the start of the week, and I've taken steps to fix that. But you need to smile, you need to be happy. You got a beautiful smile. Please.
What in the world? How old is the person he's talking to here?
Please use it, perhaps.
His brain just blue screens there for a moment. Windows had to have a hard reset there. He had his own little Mitch McConnell moment during this message that he sent to one of his fans.
It's always nice to get a message from your sweet. And it's always lovely to see that smile.
What an uplifting video. I know you're sad, but have you tried not being sad and just smiling? Because I'm ordering you to. In fact, you don't have a choice. Smile. And you will feel better, because it'll make me feel better. And you should be happy when I'm happy. Damn it. I don't know. Everything about this guy is really weird. So, since he is blown up recently, I just wanted to at least make people aware of who he is and his past, because he's not exactly just some, like, goofy guy.
Yeah, it's not really shown here, but in I think a previous video that Moist Critical did, he talks about the exact accusations, some of which have just DMs, just they have receipts of him having sexual conversations. And I believe in one of them he used literally like this girl who I believe was 15, he was talking about all this sexual stuff and having sex, and then he was asking her to meet up. So this guy is dangerous.
He's an unhinged, weird guy with a lot of serious accusations against them. And I've only just begun to scratch the surface of how awful a lot of the things he's being accused of are. And a lot of them he's never denied or anything at all, really. He just buries his head and pushes forward doing more lip syncing and bad dancing. And people have confronted him directly. And
At least people in the UK where he must live know about him and are messing with him, so it's at least known in the area where he is. Granted, there's a ton of people in UK, it's a high population country, but oh my god, parents, you need to pay attention to what your kids are viewing and give them perspective, right? Like tell them, hey, this random person who's, whether it be a Twitch streamer or a YouTuber or a TikTok star, that they're probably meaningless. Like they very easily won't be able to make a career out of this unless it's somebody who is a long time established and definitely not going to get in any trouble type of person, like Moist Critical here, or like Asmongold, or any of these people who actually are well established over a very long period of time. A lot of people fall off like crazy. There was just a documentary about Boogie2988 and how he's completely broke. He literally, like, I think he was saying that he has like $700 a month of spending money because he has this big mortgage and he's never spent his money wisely. So these people who you think are like these big shots, these superstars, can rip their reputation to absolute shreds like Boogie has, or like Colleen Ballinger. Colleen Ballinger was epically huge, just this massively successful YouTube channel, a known name. Her Miranda Sings character was a hugely known name across YouTube for like a decade. She literally has, I believe, her Netflix series had 2 seasons. Like, she was genuinely on top of the world, and she got a lot of controversy just for coming back recently, right? So don't hold these people in such high regard, and don't do this celebrity worship, especially when it's like some goofy old creep on TikTok. So parents could do a better job of explaining to their kids that you just need to look at things as they truly are. And even if Justin Bieber wanted to like hook up with you, that's probably not a good thing to do, right? I'm using an example of like a top man, where it's like, yeah, even if you hooked up with this celebrity, a real famous person with real success, they probably aren't going to end up in a relationship with you. They're looking to just have fun. You mean nothing to them, and you never will. Stop the celebrity worship. I don't know how anyone worships any celebrity. It's the most demented thing in the world. Hope you like this video. Check out Penguinz0, Moist Critical, one of the best creators on YouTube. Love his videos. Great guy. Peace out.